The Cyprus Rally is probably the roughest, toughest event on the European Rally Championship calendar. Brutal gravel stages combined with high temperatures will make this a real test for man and machine, but it's definitely one that drivers absolutely love. The season kicked off back in March in the Azores and works its way across Europe right to get here, the furthest east that we go. We've been on gravel rallies, tarmac rallies, and now it's the hardest of them all, the rocky stages of Cyprus. The 2019 season has been a dramatic one, with lots of twists and turns right from the start. Nobody has managed to gain the upper hand with 6 different winners from 6 different rallies. And Lukas Habaj started strong, taking the hard-fought but well-deserved win in the Azores. Alexei Lukanuk had a shocking start to the season after failing to finish the first 2 rallies. However, since then he's come on strong with a win in Poland has brought him back to the fight. However, consistency has been key for Chris Ingram. Only mechanical failure in Poland has blighted his record. Apart from that, he's scored strongly at every round, keeping him out of front by just 1 point going into Cyprus. So with Ingram out on top, Lukanuk is behind and Lukas Habaj is the real threat this weekend. The title hunt is still underway and only 10 points behind for Habaj.
To be honest, when I started my rallying career, never thought I would go as far as fighting for the title in the European Championship. So obviously it's great. There is very small differences between us, so with 2 rounds left, anything is possible, I think.
And for the top 2, there's almost nothing between them coming into Cyprus.
It's been a fantastic but very challenging season so far. It's been very good, and to be leading the championship with 2 rounds to go, we're in a great position.
We lost a lot of points in the beginning of the season. 2 gravel events in Latvia and Poland was more friendly to us. We still had some problems with the car, with tires and so on. It was big down in the beginning and then big up in the middle of the season. We're in the end of the season, we need points, so the main idea to be faster than our main championship competitors.
Definitely thinking points all season, especially in Cyprus. It's going to be the roughest, most demanding rally I've ever done. I'm not going to chase the win. I'm going to stick to my usual plan and see what happens. If we can hold on to the lead, we'll be the first Brits in 52 years to win the European Championship, and that would be a dream come true, so I'm giving it everything.
But this rally isn't all about the championship contenders. There are several other good drivers here, including last year's surprise winner, Simos Galateras.
This year is even more important for us since we had a good result last year. A lot is expected of us. It's the main event, the main motorsport event of our country, and for sure we want to do well.
Another driver with a chance to win is Nasser Alatir, who has won here in Cyprus 5 times in the past.
Cyprus Rally is one of the favorite rally, you know, in our region, you know, in Middle East, but also in Europe, you know. This will be not easy rally because this year it's completely moved to mounting. It will be hard for everybody.
And then there's Mikko Hirvonen. The former World Rally driver is back in a rally car for a one-shot here on the ERC this weekend, and who knows?
I've been doing, like since I retired, some rallies now and then, mainly historic rallies, but now kind of an opportunity came to do Cyprus as well, so why not? My thing is just to have a bit of fun, but you know, it's always the same thing. When you get on stage, you put your helmet on, you want to do the best you can, and hopefully we can do the whole weekend without any problems, and I would be happy with that.
And so far, Hirvonen has been massively impressed with the level of competition in the ERC.
Yeah, I think it's fairly good kind of a stepping stone for young drivers. I mean, it takes the drivers in very different kind of rallies and different conditions, and that's exactly what you need to get into a World Championship.
This sun-kissed island is the east of the Mediterranean, is a perfect location for a holiday and also a cracking place for rallying. So let's get things underway. And on Friday morning, it was the qualifying stage and then the start order selection. And fastest in qualifying, it was no real surprise that Nasser Al-Attiyah was fastest through, so he chose to go 15th on the road after the opening ceremony in Larnaca. Alexei Lukanuk was second quickest and he'll start 14th on the road. A processional order, the top 15 drivers going back to front here to capitalise from the swept lines. Impressive qualifying run for Norbert Herzig, going third fastest through, choosing 13th place on the road. And then local hero and last year's winner here, Simos Galateras. He's going for 12th position on day number 1. On the beachfront in Larnaca as the sun sets, the warm breeze blowing off the sea. It was a great start to the evening. Chris Ingram with the fastest through. Chooses to start 11th this weekend. Got a lot of pressure on him for the young Brit this weekend with crowdfunding getting his car here on this event. We'll talk about that later on. So with the start order and the ceremonial start all done and dusted down in Larnaca, it's time to get into the proper rally action on Saturday morning. Order of service, we move from Nicosia, new base for the rally this year, heading out into the hills. Stages that we've run before, 3 stages back to back, and then coming back out of service and then doing 2 stages from the morning run in the afternoon, and then the groundbreaking Nicosia Street stage to wrap up day number 1. Okay then, here we go. First of 3 stages for us here on round 7 of the championship, and it's Lucas Habai into the stage. Made a steady start, coming 7th quickest through on stage number 1. Not wanting to make any big mistakes early on in the morning. On stage 2, he was more confident going up to 4th position.
First stage was really tricky for us. We were struggling for grip. Second one, I adjusted setup a little bit, and it was much better. And here, not perfect. Again, towards the end, we hit something with the rear left.
So it's time for Mikko Hirvonen to get back in the car, and he was still quick. Obviously, he's driven here in Cyprus in the World Cars a few years ago, but now is in the R5 car, slightly slower. Hit stage number 1 this morning and was 4th fastest through that one. He found stage. He developed a slight brake issue later on in the day, but was 6th quickest through on stage number 3. Not bad for a retired driver.
It's been okay, to be honest. Yeah, I just don't have the best rhythm. It was quite expected, but you know, we have a good time and we take it fairly smoothly, so no problems.
There's plenty more action to come from Cyprus when we get underway with the rest of the runners and riders here. We'll be back in a moment. So this is Chris Ingram. Very cautious start on the first stage of the rally. Only 6th fastest through on the opening test. Ingram coming into this rally with a 1-point advantage over Alexei Lukanuk, so he needs to preserve the car, get it through unscathed this morning. Stage 2, Chris was saying he was struggling with a grip and had a spin in the stage. Stage 3 was a big improvement for him. He finished the stage in 3rd position overall. Trying to get the car home, raising budget through crowdfunding.
It's just so grateful to everyone. There's over 250 people helped me get here. So I'm just trying to do the best job I can for everyone who supported me, and we're enjoying it so far.
He's enjoyed it. Simos Galateras, the Cypriot driver in the Skoda Fabia R5, is on his home soil. In fact, the qualifying stage actually passed 100 metres from his house, so he knows these roads pretty well here. For last year's winner of this event, determined to show that it was no fluke last year either. He probably knows this rally and these stages better than anyone else competing in the ERC here this year. He was third fastest through though in stage 1 and third quickest through in stage number 2. After stage 1 and 2, it's quite frustrated for Norbert Herzig. He said he was doing a little bit too cautious. In stage number 3, we're on now here with the Helicam. He found the going quite hard and tough. First time he's driven this Polo here in Cyprus, and was just wanting to keep his pace and keep a steady day number 1 for him to see what the other competitors were doing. As for Alexei Lukanuk, his driving style is the usual, flat out. Has a bit of a cautious approach this year because last time he competed in Cyprus he was driving the Fiesta R5 car. Switching to the Citroen for the 2019 season, Lukanuk doesn't quite understand the car and how strong it is and how resilient it is to these tough Cyprus stages. So Lukanuk all the time is trying to find balance and performance of the car without parts falling off it. Nevertheless, second quickest in stage 1, 2 and 3 this morning.
We're not fighting with Nasser. We are on the hard tires, it's much slower, so no drama, we're taking care of the car. It's not the strongest probably, so we're trying to do it right.
40, left one press.
So this is the guy that everybody wants to beat. It's Nasser Al-Attiyah, won here in Cyprus 5 times. Used to the rough stuff on the Dakar rallies that he's competed on. Knows how to manage rocks and sand. Nasser's doing well, fastest in all 3 stages this morning. No damage to the car, just a little bit though.
I think we have a good run from beginning, you know. I'm really pushing a lot in the morning because everything tight, but okay, now we'll see for next loop. Next loop will be a lot of rough, you know, 2 stage plus super special stage, but okay, we are quite happy to have a good lead.
So we're halfway through day 1, and it's no real surprise that Nasser Al-Attiyah is out in front by a comfortable 26 seconds after 3 stages. Alexei Lukanuk is second, Simos Galateras is in third. Back to the service park in Nicosia. We're halfway through day 1. The teams reboot, take on some water, and repeat the stages again this afternoon. Cyprus rally continues after the break. Welcome back to the summer sunshine of Cyprus. And the battle for the overall win in ERC title is on. But first, let's have a look and see what's happening in the other categories. ERC2, the production car category. And then we've got ERC3 categories. ERC2 leader Juan Carlos Alonso is in Cyprus trying to secure the title here this weekend. And the main new contenders, Andrea Nucita and Zalindo Meligari, aren't competing here this weekend. They didn't make the trip to Cyprus, so Juan Carlos has got a lot of pressure on him today. Despite brake issues in stage 5 and a 30-second penalty due to a late arrival in the afternoon stages, Juan Carlos Alonso managed to get his way through day number 1. Antonius Chinomidris from Cyprus, driving a Mitsubishi. After a tight battle with Juan Carlos Alonso all morning, he finally secures second place at the end of leg 1, the comfortable lead. As for Petros Prantelli, day 1 belonged to Petros, another Cypriot driver, winning all 6 stages in ERC2. He won here last year as well in his category, leading comfortably at the end of day number 1. As for ERC3, So these machines really take a pounding here this weekend. Two-wheel drive, scrabbling for grip all the time, and Efren Lorena crowned the ERC3 Junior title winner last time out. Now he's going for the ERC3 title this weekend in Cyprus and switching to the Peugeot Rally Academy. First time Efren's been here, attacking from the word go in the morning loop. With 5 stage wins out of 6, he finishes leg 1 right out in front.
We try to survive. It's so difficult to be on the stage with this car. Sometimes you think that you are driving like a mom, but okay, we can't do anymore. We have only two-wheel drive, so we need to be clean to avoid the spinning, so we are happy with the day.
Runner-up in ERC3 in Rome and in the Barham Rally from the Czech Republic, and aiming for his maiden win this weekend is ERC Cyprus. Despite the fastest time in stage 4, the gap to the leader Lorena is already well far in front of him. Into the final day, there's 49 seconds separating them. Orhan Ocoglu now in 3rd position in ERC3 at the end of the day. The Turkish driver here in Cyprus having fun, wrapping up in 3rd at the end of the day. Florian Bernardi driving the Renault Clio. It's only his 2nd gravel rally. Last time he was out in Poland, so he's getting used to this event and this loose surface. Made a small mistake here in stage 5. Overall, satisfying run for Florian. Look at this, Cyprus is absolutely beautiful. And with all the fans out in the hills, it's time for the afternoon loop of stages. 3 more challenging stages to go. And watching the action this weekend is FIA Rally Director Yves Maton.
We are 2 events before the end, 3 drivers who are very close with 10 points between 3 drivers. It's great to have a close battle like that, but also we had a lot of different drivers who we were able to win stages, and also 6 drivers who won 6 events, and it's really great, and it's what also we expect from this kind of championship, to have different drivers from different countries who are able to win in Europe.
And in the other ERC1 categories, Albert von Thurnen Taxis rattled his way through the ERC1 field, crashed hard in free practice before the rally. The team managed to rebuild the car, and he was pushing hard in day number 1. Abdelaziz Al-Kawari from Qatar, fighting hard and reeling in Albert von TNT. All the way in was Abdelaziz, loving the rocking conditions, and the fight looks set to continue right throughout the rally. Rakan Al-Rashed from Saudi Arabia didn't have a great start to the day. Throttle pedal issues were the problem there, using a bungee cord to twang the throttle pedal back up in the stages, put his game plan off during day number 1.
4 minus lewy, krótki, przechodzi 4 minus prawy, dłuższy, zhamuj do krótki, 2 plus lewy.
After a cautious start to the morning and worried about breaking the car, Łukasz Habaj is lacing his Skoda through the countryside here. Roff and Rookie on the 2nd pass.
3 dłuższy na 2 prawy, 20. 3 plus prawy, krótki.
Habaj decided it was time to push a little bit harder in the afternoon loop of stages, showing he has more pace for day number 2.
Yeah, we had a clean run, of course, few hits and very difficult, but we're here, so already feeling like a winner.
Mikko Hirvonen also enjoying his return back to competitive rallying. 5th on stage number 4, his 5th quickest through there, but struggling a little bit on the longer section of stage number 5.
Huomio, 3. Pitkä oikein, tosi hidas aukee vähän. 3.
Mikko trying to find his old rhythm behind the wheel. It's a long time since he was competing here in Cyprus all those years ago. Ingram started the afternoon off pace slightly. He was 33 seconds behind the rally leader in stage number 4 to get through that one, which also allowed Habaj to move up and close the gap a little bit. Chris Ingram's one of the title contenders this weekend, so he's got to push hard and find that optimum performance between balance and not losing too much time in the stage. although Habai was very close to him at the end of the day.
I've been very, very careful all day. We're a little bit quicker in there over the bumps, and the car survived, so perhaps I've just been way too cautious, way too kind on the car this morning, but it's okay.
Local star Simas Galaterius was still in contention for the win here. He may not be competing in all ERC events, a bit like Mikko Hirvonen, arriving in Cyprus for a one-hit wonder this weekend. He's on his home soil, but he is a threat to the rest of the pack. Third fastest in stage 4, he loses time in stage number 5. He was 8th quickest in the short street stage in Nicosia. Norbert Herzig as well, first time for Norby here on the island. Still going well for the Hungarian driver. He was keeping up with the front runners of the rally. Next round on the championship is Norby's home soil in Hungary. The last round of the season, will wrap it up there. The Russian's pace, Alexei Lukyanuk, was quick, very, very quick. Not quite as fast as Nasser Al-Attiyah in the afternoon loop of stages, but he's still controlling his driving. And Lukyanuk isn't thinking of the win here this weekend, he's thinking of the overall championship, which he's defending this season. Second fastest on stage 4 and fastest overall on the longer number stage 5. Finished the day second overall.
We are really on a safe strategy, so we decided not to go in this fight. So, okay, it's easy for him, but for us it's more important to focus on different things.
Right 3, very narrow, don't go wide.
So it's been a very impressive day for the rally leader. The car was set up aggressively and it was paying off. Nasser Al-Attiyah finishes the day leading and winning 5 out of the 6 stages. He's halfway to his 6th Cyprus win.
40, left 2, stay in, 40, right 3, stay in, and left 2.
Remember, this is the first time that we've seen the new Polo R5 car from Volkswagen in Cyprus. So it's very interesting to see the performance of the car piloted by Nasser Al-Attiyah. So will he win the rally? We'll have to wait and see till tomorrow.
We enjoy a lot when we came here in this island, you know, Cyprus, and it's our favorite rally, you know. We try to win.
So he's going for the win, and after 6 stages, he's firmly out on top. 25.4 seconds, the gap between him and Alexei Lukyanuk at the end of the day. But right behind the championship, the fight looks hot in the ERC. The temperature in Cyprus is absolutely boiling here, over 30 degrees during the day, and even hotter in the cars. Cyprus continues in a minute here at the FIA European Rally Championship. It's the last gravel rally of the season, and it's the hot one. This is Cyprus, the hot test of endurance for all the competitors involved. The furthest east we go, and this is the way day number 2 looks. Out of Nicosia, right to the left, to some of the stages that we haven't used in the championship and in the rally since 2009. Up in the notorious Troodos Mountains. 3 stages, back to service and back to doing it all again in the afternoon, and Albert von Thurn and Taxis has been pushing hard to move up the order, having a really good weekend is Albert. Opted for a softer tyre compound this morning on the first group of stages. Really worked for him as well. Although in stage 9 they were all worn out and was off the fight with Nicholas Meyenhoff, who is here. Nicky had also opted to go for the softer tyres today, and a bit of a slow start as well. He was 5th quickest in stage 7 and 4th fastest in stage number 9. It was confirmed overnight that Norbert Herzig had taken a 2-minute penalty for an illegal recce before the race. One of his camera crews was caught in the stages, finding an optimal place to position their cameras to film some private videos for Norby. So that penalised him by 2 minutes. As for Mikko Hirvonen, it was proving a tough morning for Hirvonen. He was 8th fastest in stage 7, 7th fastest in stage 8, 9th quickest in stage number 9.
Vasen tosi hidas käännä
And it was a good day for him. He'd forgotten how difficult it was driving up here in the hills. He remembers some of the stages though from all those years ago. Hirvonen just having fun this weekend.
This day has been a lot twistier stages than yesterday and really demanding in a way, so yeah, brings back memories, but now it was really tricky. I think maybe for everybody, but for us as well, the tires were completely finished and it was so tricky to come through that stage, but luckily no punctures and we were able to run okay, so that's good.
Habai started the day struggling with cramp in his hand from yesterday. Really painful for him in the opening tests of the day with his hand locking up, trying to lace the steering wheel around the stages. However, on stage 8, he was 4th fastest. He was faster than Ingram.
Wsteczny jest. No jest, okej, dobrze.
Then he spun. Lost a lot of time.
Sam nie dotknij prawy do 23 minus lewy, krótszy do 3 minus prawy.
Off and back onto the stage again.
4 minus lewy 30, może 3 minus lewy, dłuższy, schamuj 10, 2 minus.
At some point I just lost control and got the spin and then got stuck between the downfall and the bank, so we couldn't kind of, you know, get out of this place and lost quite a lot of time. But other than that, it was good. It's just car was quite difficult to control.
In brake bump and nitrite in of a big dip.
Ingram made a steady start yesterday, but he was getting quicker as the rally wore on. He was 4th fastest in stage number 6, but slower than Habai in stage number 8. That battle between him and Habai, the title contenders, going down. So Habai, Chris, and also Alexei Lukanuk is certainly on this weekend. Ingram turned up the pace in stage number 9 and finished 3rd overall in that one. Cypriot driver Simos Galaterius, the 2018 winner, was still pushing hard. 3rd fastest in stage 7 and stage 8, but struggled again with grip in stage number 9, allowing Ingram to pull in and reel in the Cypriot rival. Simos finished the morning loop in 3rd position overall in the rally, which is where he's been pretty much from the start of the event, but might have a fight on his hands in the afternoon loop of stages. Simos is confident though with his performance.
We are pushing a bit more today, as I said earlier. Okay, now we ran out of tires again in this one, but I think we did what we came out to do this morning.
Running ahead of his title rivals, Ingram and Habai, the Russian was pushing hard but controlling his pace as he's getting teeth stuck into Cyprus on day number 2. He knows he doesn't have to win here. He just needs to be in front to take the lead of the championship back from Chris Ingram. Even though Lukanuk was finding the stages very challenging in this new Citroen.
It's quite slippery for us. Our tires does not work. Good experience, good learning for us for the future, but for now we can do anything.
An impressive 5 stage wins on day number 1. Alatia carried on the same way on day number 2 in Cyprus. Three stage wins for Nasser in the morning loop, starting to make Nasser look like he's unstoppable here in Cyprus, although his pace was starting to punish the car a little bit.
It looks like really going very well, you know. The second loop now, we need really careful because it will be very, very hard, you know, for everything, but okay, we'll see.
So we're rattling through the penultimate round of the season. 9 stages done, and Nasser's out in front. Lukanuk second. Galateros is in 3rd position overall. Ingram just off the pace in 4th position. Coming up next, we'll have a look at the ERC2 and ERC3 drivers. This is our title. Contenders battle it out in the summer sunshine. This is Cyprus. Expect some surprises after the break. Welcome back to the FIA European Rally Championship, and welcome back to the sunny island of Cyprus, where drama and surprises await everybody as we head into the final stages of the event. But let's have a look at ERC2 and ERC3 categories first. And Petros Pantelli, the local hero, was struggling with camshaft issues affecting his power output. Despite all this, he dominated the weekend, winning all the stages in ERC2, winning second Rally Cyprus. Juan Carlos Alonso not thinking of the event and the overall win, but thinking of the prizes of winning his title here this weekend in ERC2. Running out of brakes, having to stop at the end of the stage by crashing the car into the bank, then working on it and trying to make it back to the service park.
I'm exhausted, but we never give up. We never surrender. Never. Underwater.
For the championship, you're fighting hard.
Yes, yes. It's the only goal for us. The only goal. We need to finish.
Determined Juan Carlos Alonso absolutely struggled with the Mitsubishi all weekend, but as he said to us, he would even fight if he was underwater in the Mitsubishi. And after a tough day and a tough weekend with the brakes in the Mitsubishi, he wins.
I only need to say thanks to my co-driver, to my family. It's a dream. It's a dream. We started the season in Azores with a victory. To be here is the price of all the year of competition, of commitment. You know, we are very, very, very happy.
You can hear the emotion in his voice. You just realise how much effort Juan Carlos Alonso has put into this. All the air miles to travel to Europe to wrap up the title in ERC2. A dream he's chased for so long. Congratulations to Juan, and he is such a nice guy as well. In ERC3, Florian Bernardi from France in the Renault Clio. It was a complicated rally for him. He's a tarmac specialist. First time for him in the loose stuff in Cyprus. Did well. Orhan Ojoglu was here to take points for the Toksport team this weekend. He drove consistently, got third spot on the podium in ERC3. Good result for him. Eric Seitz from the Czech Republic. The second gravel rally for him, dominating the stages. Brilliant work for him this weekend, wrapping up second in ERC2. But it was this man, Efran Lorena, all the way from Spain, his first time on the island in ERC3. The junior champion dominated from start to finish. Tucked under the wings of the Peugeot Rally Academy here for this race of the season.
I think it's one of the most difficult rally I have ever done. We are very happy. Thank you for all my family that always support me and all my team. Thank you so much.
Efran Lorena then wrapping up the ERC3 title here as well, so taking home more silverware for him this weekend. A brilliant season it's been for our rising stars in the European Rally Championship. As the temperatures continue to rise, the drivers tackle the last three stages of the event here in Cyprus for a rerun of the morning loop. Stage 10, 11 and 12. The classic cloverleaf format for us here on the ERC. But everyone was pushing hard in ERC1. Tibor Erdi was finding good speed. The former ERC2 champion, moving up to the R5 class this year, was struggling with engine temperature issues, was causing him some concern. Paulo Nobre, the Brazilian driver, was finding it tough as well, but enjoying the stages nevertheless all the way to the end. He was happy and celebrating tonight. Emilio Fernandez, first time that we've seen the Chilean driver coming all the way over here to try Cyprus. Emilia coming here to have a look at the stages and look at the ERC with the possibility of doing it all again next season as a full campaign. Out in front then, with the boys at the top, it's Alexei Lukanuk. Everything looked like it was going really, really well for him, finding that balance of speed and performance, trying to preserve the car until stage number 10. Disaster for Lukanuk in the Citroen.
Yeah, we stopped in the stage with low fuel problem. So the engine stopped and we just could not continue. We changed ECU unit. We had a spare one, but it did not help. So we need to investigate what happened. But unfortunately, we cannot continue, and we retired from this rally.
Lukanuk out. Disappointing season for Alexei Lukanuk this year. Mikko Hirvonen, the ex-WRC driver, was feeling more confident in the afternoon final loop of 3 stages. In stage 10, he set good times. Hirvonen just here this weekend for a little bit of fun, enjoying the car, bringing it home, wrapping it up in style.
Really hard in a way. It's so twisty and you need to be so focused all the time, but I enjoy that challenge. It was good fun in the end. For the moment, I don't know what we next week anyway. I'm gonna just go back home and cut the grass and be with the boys and back to normal life anyway.
So that's what a retired rally driver does then. He goes back to his family, cuts the grass at home and enjoys himself. Łukasz Habaj, will he be doing that on Monday morning? Who knows? He span in the morning and the car kept cutting out. He was on 30% of throttle power on the final loop of 3 stages. He couldn't go past 30% of pushing the throttle down, otherwise the car just didn't play ball and started cutting out. So he had to match that and get the car home safely. Frustrating for Łukasz Habaj. With Lukanuk out though, the pressure is off slightly for him. He's got to think of points for the championship.
I cannot open the throttle. If I open the throttle, then the engine is starting to break up. So it's some kind of electrical problem. After this problem appeared, the only goal for us was to keep the 5th place.
And
all eyes on Ingram.
And max 3 left of it there. Brakes 30.
Ingram was upping his pace today. He wanted to get to the top to take points and beat Lukanuk, but then with Alexei out and retiring in the stages, his game plan suddenly changed. He was the top contender of the championship. And with Habaj also struggling, he just needed to get the car home to take valuable points in the ERC championship.
Into, keep 4 left half, and keep late 3 right, continue.
To get to the Cyprus rally, Chris Ingram's mum started a crowdfunding page for him to get funds and sponsorship in, and it paid off in the end. He got here.
I just want to say a huge thank you to everyone who's helped me get here. I'm so grateful, and hopefully I've done a good job for everyone on this rally. Thank you so much.
Simos Galateris wrapped up the Cypriot Championship on the first day here, but was still pushing hard, so the belts were tightened on day number 2. Now wanting to capitalise on the demise of Lukanuk as well, he saw a chance to repeat last year's victory here, right to the end. It was a surprise win in 2018 for Simos Galateris when Nasser Al-Attiyah suffered a puncture on the final stage, catapulting him up into the lead and taking that win. And he wants to repeat that again this year, but he didn't.
We were aiming for 3rd. We got 2nd. Stayed out of trouble. So yeah, very happy. We didn't repeat last year's success, but this is what we deserved.
So after the celebrations at the end of the stage, later that night, the team failed to take the car into Parc Fermé, which is mandatory at the end of the rally after they've gone over the podium, an important rule set out by the FIA, and Simos was disqualified from the event. That left Nasser Al-Attiyah out in front. the 2019 Cyprus star, was shining at the front right from the word go. He started aggressively and kept it going all the way to the end. 5 stage wins on day number 1, followed by another 5 stage wins on day number 2. Nasser is unbeatable on this surface. When the car goes right, everything clicks into place for him. He's won this event 5 times in the past, and he's heading for win number 6.
To compete here in Cyprus European Championship is really amazing, you know, because all the top driver here and we race each other. I'm quite happy.
And it was an incredible drive from Nasser Al-Attiyah. In Cyprus, the European Rally Championship is wrapping up here. It makes him the 7th winner on the ERC in 7 different rallies. With 1 more to go, will we see Nasser come back next year and do it all again? Who knows? So with Simos out, Ingram finishes 2nd, Mikko Hirvonen up on the podium. An incredible rally here in the heart of Cyprus. The service park based in Nicosia, the podium celebrations down on the seafront in Larnaca. There have been less breakages and less punctures than we expected coming here to this car-breaking event. And it was hard fought just like last year, but Nasser out on top, the 6th win here on the island. As for Chris Ingram, 2nd place is a huge boost for him in his championship standings. Projects him up to 135 points ahead of Łukasz Habaj. Alexei Lukanuk slips down to 3rd in the overall standings. So it's game on. The title contenders, Chris Ingram, Alexei Lukanuk, Łukasz Habaj, all 3 of them are locking horns as we go into the final round of the season. With 1 round left to go on tarmac, the championship isn't stitched up yet. Who's it going to be? The next rally, we're heading to Hungary for the first time on the ERC. The sealed surface event takes place at the beginning of November, and it's going to be the season showdown in the autumn sunshine, a brand new event on the ERC. Well, we'll wrap up and find out who is going to be our ERC champion in 2019. We'll be there at the start of November. From all of us on the programme from Cyprus, we'll see you next time out on the ERC.